If she ain't ever coming back, pour me another drink. I don't wanna feel a thing no more, hell no. Yeah, I just wanna sip it till the pain wears off. Pour me another round. Line them up, knock them down, two more, let's go. Yeah, I ain't never heard it like this before. So I wanna think about it, when I play without it. So I wanna hit the karaoke bar, kiss and without it. So make that drink strong, brother, she's gone. If I'm ever gonna move, I'll see it. I'm gonna need some whiskey glasses.
Welcome, everybody, to the Jersey Baseball Show today. You just experienced a JBS first and probably last until we have our guest on again the next time. You heard our guest actually introduce himself through the opening with his own music. John Wood doing a cover of Morgan Wallen's Whiskey Glasses, great hit. And we welcome John Wood to the show, senior pitcher at Mainland High School. And I feel like if that's all we label you at, we're kind of missing something important here, because we are now also, the first time I've ever got to introduce someone as a Nashville recording artist, which we can say officially. John, tell us about, before we get anything else, welcome, and tell us about that, because like it said in the promo, you went in under 8 months from a D1 baseball verbal commitment to your signing day being a lot different than every other D1 baseball commit, right? So tell us about your crazy life right now.
Well, that's the best way I can put it. It's crazy. It doesn't feel too real that it's all happening the way it happened. A couple months ago, I thought I was going to be signing at my high school with my coaches to Mount St. Mary's, and fast forward, here I am signing to a record label. When I committed to Mount St. Mary's, I didn't even think I'd ever sing in front of my parents. I didn't think I'd sing in front of anybody. And now I'm signing a deal to sing in front of a lot more people. So crazy is the way I can put it. It's kind of, I feel like it's a new life. It still kind of hasn't hit me that it's happening. It still hasn't hit me that this is a real thing that I'm doing. I feel like I don't know how to put it. It's kind of like one of those things that's like pinch me. It's a super cool feeling, and I'm extremely grateful for the support that I have. And I'm super, super thankful and blessed to be given the opportunity. It's really a dream come true.
Yeah, it's just an incredible story, right? I mean, because you go through last year's high school season with Mainland that you'll never forget, right? Chase Petty's senior year, you're playing the top teams in the state, beating them, taking incredible trips, awesome battles right up until the very end.
Yeah.
And you're set kind of for that baseball journey. And now all of a sudden we flip to the music thing, which I'm going to have you tell me about your kind of where this music all came from, because, I see you playing the guitar. I see you playing these festivals like like our opening here. I see, you get the crowd all captivated, and then I hear that like you didn't pick up a guitar until you were in high school.
Yeah, I didn't start playing till freshman year. I had a beat-up guitar with only 4 strings instead of 6 on it, and I was always a baseball player. That was my life. I was your everyday baseball player, travel ball player. And I one day just was listening to some music. I was listening to Jim Croce, who my mom had just showed me, and I was like, "This is super cool. I like this. I like this music a lot." And I got my guitar, or the guitar that was sitting in the attic, and I just started messing around. And a couple weeks later, I got a restrung guitar, and I'm learning how to play some songs. And I'm just messing around, having fun. It was a hobby to me for the longest time.
But so music was always kind of in your family, right? You had mentioned before we started that your mom still sings, but was has been in the industry for a long time. Played
long career in music.
Yeah. So where did this come in for you? You said you kind of write your own. You've been writing your own songs for a long time. I mean, how does that process work?
I started writing. So I started playing and singing and just covering songs, I'd say steadily since like winter of freshman year. And then I did that for a really long time. And I've always loved country music. It's been my thing. And you ask anyone, I'm a country music expert. I'm crazy about it. Even when I didn't perform, I was obsessed. So I would always just cover songs. Never really wrote. I didn't write my first song until spring of junior year. So like not even a year ago is when I wrote my first song. And now I've written a lot of songs. I write all the time, and I'm about to release my first original with the record label. So if you had told me that I was going to be releasing a song with a record label a year ago, I'd probably laugh and think you're crazy, because a year ago I was thinking that I'm going to be pitching at Mount St. Mary's in 2 years. So it's definitely like a what happened kind of thing looking back. But
Yeah.
I read it. It all happened the way it should have happened, I think.
Yeah, right. It's crazy because, you go from, not certainly you see these guys getting recruited in ninth grade to play baseball, and you were most certainly not one of those guys.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I was not. I was worried about making the JV team at my high school my freshman year. I was like, the day we were walking in to see our names on the list, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, oh my gosh. And that was kind of a big year for me. That was kind of a year where I might have grown up a little bit mentally in baseball, and I wasn't so nervous anymore. I had a really good freshman year on JV, that being said. But it was definitely a year where I gained a lot of confidence and realized, like, I can do this. Like, if I work hard, I can make this happen if I want to. And that's when I went to BPC since 7th grade. So they've always been like kind of my guys, and they still are my guys. Even they come to my shows, they're always going to be my guys. I'm always going to be a BPC guy, even if I'm not throwing the ball at the facility. But they took me in and they were like, John, this can be a reality for you. Just put in the work every day and trust us. I did just that, and I got my Mount St. Mary's offer, and I committed, and that was a dream come true initially.
Yeah, just to have that offer to D1, but something happened that probably, changed the course of your life, and we'll say for the better. I mean, it certainly seems like, it's just made it, Mount St. Mary's, things kind of went out of control there last year. Their coaching staff, all gone at the end of last year, kind of forced that whole incoming class to reconsider. I'm going to put up here something that you said, you tweeted out at the time, that couldn't have been any more accurate looking back now, is that, 8 months ago, that, you're just going to trust in the path that's in front of you. And you had no idea, I'm sure, what that path meant this.
No, I had no clue. I was thinking like it was the path to my next school.
Yeah.
Like in a way it was, but not for baseball. But yeah, that was. And what the new coaches are doing at Mount, Coach Leone, they look like they got it all under control, and they look like they're going to have a really good team. Hopefully they make some noise in the NEC this year. I'm really excited to see how that goes. They got a lot more commits. They lost 5 of us, I think. Me, Tanner, Kyle, Tyler are gone. Dalton's gone. They're all 4 of them are recommitted to play baseball somewhere else. So everyone's doing well. I think 2 of them are D1. The other 2 are at a top JUCO and top D3. So they're all doing super well, and I keep in touch with them every day. They're my brothers still. And the other 3 that are still committed are going to have a great time. So I'm really excited for all 7 of the other commits who had to go through.
Probably fair to say that if that doesn't happen, we're not having this conversation, right? I mean, you would have been so geared up to get ready for being a D1 pitcher that none of this stuff could have happened.
Yeah, because I was actually supposed to play I played my first show July 1st. I was supposed to do it May 30th, which was the night before the prep game that we had. And I was like, Mom, I can't, cancel it. I'm a Division I baseball player. I have to act like it. Like, this is silly. Once I wasn't a D1 baseball player anymore, I was like, what's my excuse? Like, what am I doing? Like, just do it. Have fun, I guess I kind of matured mentally and realized that there was more to life than just baseball. I feel like everyone kind of comes to that point at some point, whether it's your senior year of high school like me, or your senior year of college, or when you're retiring from pro ball. Like, there's life after baseball, and that's okay. That's something you have to accept, which I didn't accept for a very long time.
Yeah, you just got to take these things as they come up and turn them into something that's unforgettable. It's your life. You control where it goes.
Absolutely, yeah. You're definitely in charge. So you got to do what's right in the moment and keep doing that. You'll end up playing bigger.
So you had that terrible news that your dream opportunity, your dream school isn't going to happen. And now we're left with this music thing. And you were definitely not a natural performer, right? I mean, music is always a talent, but wasn't like you're like, yeah, I'm going to go out and play these shows. I can't wait. I'm so hyped to sing in front of strangers.
I would say, I would say that I wasn't naturally confident in performing, but once I got out there after like my third show, I'd say that performing came pretty easy to me. It was more just getting over that kind of mental block of like actually, it's always when you start your first song, when you first get up there and you introduce yourself and you're like taking a deep breath, you're holding your guitar and you're like, I hope this first note comes out right, or I'm gonna look stupid. It's that first. Once you play that first song, though, like I've always felt really natural on stage. Ever since I first started, I've always felt like I've been able to captivate the crowd and make people interested. And most of the people have been enjoying what I've been doing, and that makes me super happy. I've had a great support system, and I've even developed a local following of people who like to come out and watch me. So to say I'm blessed is an understatement for what's been happening lately.
You had a life changer, career changer, kind of put everything in the focus for you last summer, towards the end of the summer in August.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys who went down to the Barefoot Festival in Wildwood, and I only know one who actually was a performer, and I'm talking to him right now. So why don't you tell us about that experience, performing that set? I know it'd probably be like a 4-hour if we, talk here, everything, but and what that opportunity meant to you, and just like how amazing it was.
That was the moment when I kind of realized, like, all right, I can do this. This is something I can do for the rest of my life, because I've always, when you hear your mom or your girlfriend tell you, oh, you're really good. Like, yeah, of course you're going to say that. Like, that's like nice. I've never been one to be super in love with my voice. I've never been one to be like, oh, I'm the best. Like I'm a pretty, I wouldn't say I'm not confident, but I definitely think lower of myself than others. I guess it's being humble in a way, but I once Barefoot came along, and the way it came along was such a roller coaster of events. I was blown away. I was literally, we were getting ready to go to Barefoot that night. Me and my friends. It was Thursday, and me and my friends were getting ready, and I got a text from Jennifer, the woman she's the head of media for Cat Country. If you know Cat Country 107.3, they're a local radio station. She texted me and goes, "Hey, there's an acoustic stage that panned out. You want to play on Saturday?" And I was like, yeah, that is. I ran up and down the stairs. I was like, what is happening? This is like, whoa. So driving down there that night, I was like, okay, this is cool. I met up with Cat Country. They showed me the stage and playing on Saturday. I was like, what is happening right now? I got to go on the rooftop of the stage instead of being in the crowd, like with my friends, and watch the show from up there. And it was just like, wow, like this is a thing. So Friday I went to work, and I just was still kind of in awe of what was happening.
Yeah. How'd you focus on work?
What's that?
How did you pay attention to work on Friday?
I work with my girlfriend, and it's her family's business. And I was just goofing off the whole time. I was kind of like, I went to BPC the next morning, and everyone was kind of, I had announced it the night before that I was playing, and everyone was like, dude, like, what? And I was like, yeah, I know, what? That's the right answer. So Friday night, I went to bed, and I couldn't sleep because I was also as nervous as I was excited. Saturday, woke up, drove down there, I park, and Cat Country, I had to go to the Cat Country car, and I'd drive in with them. And we didn't go through the general admission. We drove in like a van underground. We went through the backstage area. It was so cool loading in. I had my guitar case. I had a media wristband on. I didn't have like the GA. I had like a media pass. So it was like, wow, this is nuts that I'm here doing this right now. And I was there for a sound check before the place even opened up. So I was standing in the general admission area, giant beach where nobody was, because I was the only one in there. And my favorite artist, John Party, was doing his sound check, and I hear his voice. I'm like, no way, John Party's doing sound check, and I'm the only person here. Like, that is so cool. So I'm like running up to the stage and like trying to get his attention. Didn't work, but it is what it is. And then a couple hours later, I sang about 11 songs. I think 4 of them were my own. And I had a decent crowd. People were just walking in. They were kind of walking by, and they were stopping and they were watching. And I was saying what's up, introducing myself. it was definitely good for my publicity. My Instagram, I gained a couple hundred followers from that. And it was kind of when I was like, this is something I need to take super seriously and make happen, because that was a feeling I want all the time. Like, that was my life. I needed to keep doing it. It was a rush that I never have felt ever. So it was like, yeah, this is it. This is my thing.
I was going to say, describe that rush of like that, just before you go out, or just, before you start your set. It just, how can you put that into words for someone like me?
It's kind of like it's like you just got out of line for a roller coaster that's really, really big and scary. But then once you get off, you're like, I did that. Like, that's sick. Like, that is so cool that I just did that. And everyone's like, that's so cool you just did that. I'm like, I know. Like, yeah, let's go. So it was a pretty indescribable thing. To be honest, I don't even remember. I kind of like fizzed out at the excitement. Yeah. But I remember that whole night, I got done my set at like 3:30. I didn't leave till 10 because, I wasn't leaving. John Party and Carrie Underwood were performing that night. So I was just there all day, eating steak, living my best life, watching my favorite artists perform after I performed the same festival as them.
Yeah.
And it was just pretty like, wow, this is a cool. And I'd go up to people, or people would come up to me and they'd be like, you just performed. I'd be like, yeah, I did. Like, they're like, that's so cool. I'm like, yeah, go on my Instagram. I have 200 followers. I'm nobody. Like,
yeah,
follow. Like, I'm nobody. You're not meeting anyone famous. So a couple people asked for a picture. I'm like, yeah, I have one. Like, I don't care. I'm not famous. Like, you follow me, post it. So
that's right. Please take my picture.
Yeah, like, honestly, come, like, get in line, please. I'll be sick. So the things have done since then in terms of social media. So even from this record deal alone, things have gotten a little bigger, and hopefully they keep getting bigger, because that is, I feel like, one of the best ways to make it in the industry is to develop a following. And I like to think of it, because I'm nowhere near famous. I like to think of it as making just organic friendships with people that you meet along the way. And in a way, they're kind of turned into people who will support your music, which I guess you can call a fan. And that's what you want at the end of the day. You want people that want to see you succeed and want to hear your music, because that's what this is. This isn't like, I'm not an influencer. I'm making music that I want people to listen to. So if people want to hear my music and they look forward to it, then I'm doing something right. If I'm making someone happy, as long as I write, then I'm doing my job. Like, that's what it's all about. And I feel like meeting people and interacting with people who like your stuff is like the least you could do for them, because they're doing you a big thing by listening to your music.
You get them invested in yourself and your story and who you are, and you've got a fan for as long as your career goes.
Yeah, you definitely want people to know your story. That's something you could do in things like this, where they know your story, and maybe they listen to your story and they can relate to it in some way, or they listen to your story and they're like, that's super admirable. That's a really cool route. I'm going to listen to his song. They like your song. It's on their playlist. Next thing you know, they're excited for your next release. It's something, you want to just connect with someone any way you can, whether it's on one of these or in a song you write. You just want to relate to people, I feel like, and make people feel good. That's what it's about.
So Belmont University and Nashville, and I guess was that your first time ever down in Nashville this fall? And so you fall in love, obviously, with the city and the campus, and did I see that you were at the Country Music Awards, the CMT Awards too?
Never, because I was not supposed to go to that. I scored tickets last minute, so I was there.
We need some stories, or some just kind of tell us about how quickly Nashville became like, all right, I love South Jersey, but see ya, I'm going to Nashville.
I'd say before the plane even landed, I was like, yeah, this is cool. I was listening to country music. I was circling around the city to the airport, and I land and I get off the plane. And as soon as I get off the plane, you make a left out of the gate, and there's a bar with someone playing live music. And I'm like, this is cool. You can get a gig in an airport here. That's unique. So we take an Uber to the hotel. We stayed at a hotel called the Moxie Vanderbilt, which is in between. Vanderbilt and Belmont are like across the street. So it's like right in between the two. And it's in a really cool section, a really nice, kind of residential, but more like a lot of retail, really nice, high class retail stuff. So we were there, and as soon as we got there, the first thing we were like, what do we do now? Like, we're in Nashville. We've never been here. We don't have an agenda. We're just here. So I'm like, let's go see Belmont. That's the first thing I did. And I walked around the campus for a couple hours and I was like, this is beautiful. I love this. I don't want to leave. And I instantly was kind of sold. We took an Uber downtown to Broadway and we just sat inside the bars. We went bar to bar for a couple hours and just listened to people play. And everyone kind of has a story. In Nashville, it's not like everyone's from Nashville. You're a little fish in a big pond. Everyone that comes to Nashville is a big fish in their little pond. They come from all over the country, even world. So you get there, you got Alabama, you got Texas, you got South Jersey, you name it. There's people all over and they're all telling their story, their culture, and it's a super cool collaborative place that I just wanted to call my home. So I made the choice. And the food is also off the charts. I'm a huge barbecue guy and I like that.
Yeah, and I'll take Nashville barbecue over the Texas Southwest any day. So
I'm huge on that barbecue, mashed potatoes, stuff like that. So that was the first meal I ate when I was there, and I was like, I can get used to this.
Yeah, you're not a little guy. Yours was legit 6'3", 200 something, right?
I'm right now. I'm about 6'2", 188.
Okay.
That's it. I was about 6'3", 230 when I committed to Mount, but I definitely shed a few lbs recently.
Can't perform at that weight. That's a lot of moving around.
Not Luke Combs, I'm not trying to be Luke Combs. So.
So tell us about the record label, because as I was saying, it's not like Mike Olshan's Independent Records here. This is this is legit. They've been up for country music, indie label, record label of the year multiple times. There's great history to this label you got that you're going to tell us about, and also tell us about Here She Comes. Right, that's our first single coming out, and give us a little bit about both of them.
Okay, cool. So, Lemon Records has been around for 60 years, and they've had a lot of good cuts come out of there. Some good people. Ricky Skaggs came out of there. He was signed with them at one point. They've had Grammy nominations. The label, my label manager was nominated for a few Grammys and he won some Dove Awards. So they're an independent label. There's only 3 labels that are not independent in the Nashville scene. And those are super, that takes some clout to get to. You can't really just jump right to one of those. You got to work your way up. But the Dave Moody, my label manager, really made me feel at home when I first started talking to him a couple months ago. And it was kind of like a recruiting thing. It was more like it was like a recruiting phone call. That's what it reminded me of. It was like, call me at 4. We talked. I sent him my song that was recorded, Here She Comes. He liked my voice. He liked my writing. Production was good. And he wanted to pick up my song. And he's basically, what the record label does is it makes it available on all country radio in the country. It'll be available everywhere you can think of musically. It's just a lot taken off of me to release my song and promote it. It's kind of their job, and it'll have spins on the radio. So it'll definitely kind of publicize me a lot more than I'd be able to. That's pretty much really what it is. You give them the song, it's released under Lemon Records. It'll say that on Spotify, on whatever chart it may be on. My roommate actually in college is signed to Lemon Records. It was a weird little, not a coincidence, I'd say. He definitely had to help, because he kind of helped me pitch myself to them. His dad has a lot of connections, so they wanted to sign me, and they liked that me and him were roommates. They were like, yeah, that's cool. Roommates, label mates, like good friends, like why not? It's sick. So I was super excited for that. And his song is actually number 80 on the charts right now for country radio. That's really, really good for someone who just released their first single. So
just going into college, right? I mean, same year as you and all that.
Yeah. He's doing super well, and to think that my song is going to be in the same hands as his is really exciting for me. And the song itself I wrote back in August. It's not as much of a love song as you may think. It's kind of a story. you'll see when it comes out. It's more of a story. I don't want people thinking the snippet I posted on my Instagram suggests that it's a love story, but it's not.
We always
It's
got to tease on Instagram the good parts, right? The best parts. Yeah.
I tease the chorus and the bridge. So those are my favorite. The second chorus and the bridge is, I think, the strongest part of the song. So I tease that. I love the whole song. My producer, Jim Allison, did a great job on it. He killed it. So he gave me exactly what I wanted in the production of it. And it all came together super smooth, and it got picked up.
When are we looking at likely release of that, approximately?
Shooting for late February, early March, I'd say. Earlier the better. Since I just signed yesterday, we still have to do some promotional stuff, some cover art. I have to send the CD down. We got to do some stuff. He has to send me his part of the agreement. A lot more stuff that has to go down before we can get it out there. They have to prepare the country radio stations. Like, they have to send them emails telling them it's coming, promote it in any way you can. Just get it ready to be released. I have to do my part, teasing it a little more on Instagram. So if you follow the Instagram, get ready for some more teasers. They're coming.
And if we follow the Instagram, where? Give us that.
johnwoodmusic. Right now, actually, my account got hacked, but it got hacked yesterday, and I'm trying to get back in. Hopefully I get back in. I'm supposed to get back in today.
First time of being famous is your account got hacked.
That was like the worst part. It's like I was posting it. I was on my lunch break at school, and I was telling my friends, I was like, yeah, I hope this post gets like 400, 300 likes. That'd be sick. Like, that'd be a record for me. And the one post that gets 1,000 likes and gets me a couple hundred followers, I'm hacked. Like, that sucks. I would have rather had like 600 likes and been able to keep my account.
Keep your account, absolutely.
But still, keep following John Music. I'll get it back.
Yeah, exactly. And follow it, and you'll see what's on there too, right? Well, you can still check out all the posts, obviously.
No, the posts aren't going anywhere.
You just can't do anything.
Yeah, I don't think the guy who hacked it has any big plans with the page. I think he's just trying to mess with me. So I think he's a Turkish man. I think he's from Turkey. So once I get a hold of that page, I'll give him a piece of my mind. But
yes. Let's put up here your upcoming shows, right? Let's hype you a little bit here. We'll put that up there now and tell us, starting this week. I guess that's this Friday at Robert's Place down in Margate.
Yeah, Robert's Place is the place. They're one of the places that took me in when not a lot of places would offer me shows when I was first. Because when you first get started, like, you don't have that clout where it's like you can walk into any bar and get a gig. You can't do that at first. They're one of the places that gave me a shot and gave me consistent work to the point where I could pay my gas with music and I wouldn't have to work another job. So they give me consistent work. They treat me. They give me free meals every time I'm there. It's the place that makes me feel the most like family. They've been supporting me since before Barefoot, day one. They're my people. So anytime they ask for a gig, they have first pick. That's how it works with Roberts. They're my people, and they always will be. So, be there from 9 to midnight on Friday. I'm so fired up. That's how it always is with them. I'm always stoked to be there.
Absolutely. We got the Vagabond in Egg Harbor on February 12th, right?
Yeah, that's I've never played there before. That's a little bit of a bigger venue for me. A lot of bigger acts play there. So getting that slot from Kathy was super, super big for me. I was super happy about that. And hopefully we're going to book some more dates down the line for them. That'll be super fun.
And what do we got Fridays during the month of February?
So every Friday I got the slot at Santucci's in Ventnor, which is the daughter of the one in Philadelphia. It's a pretty little franchise they got going there. They booked me for every Friday in February. So that was super big, financially it'll be a good month. Plus I'll be able to do my thing and have fun, because that's what it's mostly about. On stage, I'm having fun. It's the place where I feel completely like myself. So having 6 gigs in the next 4 weeks, and I just did some March and April booking, and I did a lot of my summer booking. So I'm pretty lined up for the next couple of months before I leave, which is exciting. It's a good feeling. You have a lot of gigs to play. It's a bad feeling when you don't have anything to play. That's the worst. It's a common job for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's got to be the stressful part, not the perform. I mean, once you perform a bit and you're on stage and you get past that, it just booking has got to be the worst part.
Oh, it's a headache. it's an addictive job because you're getting paid a lot. You feel like you're getting paid a lot more than you deserve because you're making really good money and you're not doing anything that you see as strenuous. Like I have fun. I'm getting paid to have fun. And that's, I think, all I could really ask for. So when it's the dead of January and you have no gigs lined up and your gas tank is low and you're like, oh no, I have to get a real job. Like this sucks. So, luckily that didn't happen. It was I could have probably made it through a couple months, but I did not expect these months to pick up like they did. I got a couple dates in January that kept me afloat mentally. Like I had some hope. And then I booked February and it was like, boom, 5 dates. That's big time. That's big for me. So, it's a feast or famine job. And once you do it and you make the money, you get used to it. I went from July through December, playing mostly every weekend, multiple times a week sometimes. And once you look to January, you're like, oh, there's nothing here. It's like, ugh, it's not good. You don't want to again. So, and sometimes places are like, we don't do live music in January. It's too slow. And I'm like, great. But there are some bars that I will play for free and just work for tips just because some bars have given me opportunities when others didn't. So that's what I did this past weekend with Uncle Ricky's out in Vineland, and they could have me for free always. They treat me like family too. So, places like that treat you like family, it's not about the money. And it really isn't about the money in general. It's about doing what you love to do and making people happy because you meet a lot of cool people and you make their night. If you play a song they request, might mean a lot to them, that song. You never know what people have. You never know what they're going through, and just being nice to people and meeting people is like a great impact to have as a job.
You'll know you've hit it big when you meet who?
Morgan Wallen.
I was waiting for that. You got the country like bona fide story built in. The baseball career, the D1 offer. That's the goal, right? The Morgan Wallen and wherever that leads you.
He is something. I have family in Nashville who know Morgan, and he is definitely something. He's a wild man, and he's kind of an idiot. He's an idiot. He did a lot of dumb things last year, but I forgive him. I think a lot of people have forgiven him. You can't do that. But on the music note, I can't say enough. He's so talented. And he has a little crew that he writes with, Hardy and Ernest. And meeting any of them, I feel like if I was able to write with any one of them, I'd feel like I've made it big. I feel like that'll be the respect that I get as a writer because they're the best.
For sure. We've got the two teams in the summer, the Kings and the Generals, South Jersey Kings. We're moving the ACBL down to South Jersey for the first time in 5 or 6 years. And you obviously know a lot of the guys on that team from playing baseball. What's the chances we can get you to do perform, sing the anthem, get you to a game or two, hopefully blow it up a little bit and, see what we got and maybe get you on the anthem gig too.
Let's do it. I'm open to it. I'll do it. It sounds fun.
Love it. We got the best national anthem singer in the ACBL, and we got the only anthem singer who can strike out anybody on the other team in 3 pitches, I guess, too, right?
If it's Ryan Weingartner, then I got him.
Yeah, well, he's on the Trenton squad, so he will be he'll be friend but also enemy at the same time of the Kings.
Oh yeah, he'll be my enemy this year when we play prep.
That's right. Mainland prep is on the schedule, I'm hoping, and we'll have to get down and see you your last year for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good team this year. We're gonna be a team to watch out for, I'd say. We have sneaky good arms. You're gonna see a lot of people come out that you didn't know about. They're gonna
and a stud catcher to catch them all.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about him. He's too good.
So the only tough thing, I guess, looking back is that you got to give this part up in a few months. But looking back on your baseball days, this whole experience, how has it changed? What your mindset and your approach going into your senior year and your last time to do all these things?
It's definitely nice to know. It's a bittersweet kind of thing, but it's nice to know that this is my last season going into it, because everyone has a last season. Even if you're Mike Trout, you have a last season. Knowing when it's going to come is kind of a freeing feeling, because you're like, if I have to go play a game far away against a team that is kind of inferior, it's like, usually you're like, this sucks. I don't want to do this. I want to go home. I want to do my thing. This year, it's going to be like, I'm not taking this for granted. And even if you're playing college baseball next year, I don't think you should either if you are, because you never know what's going to change in your life. Take it from me. Change for me pretty quickly. So just really try to enjoy it, and don't take any game or moment with your team for granted. I feel like that's something I did a lot last year, because maybe sometimes I wasn't playing as well as I'd like to, and I was kind of taking for granted the bigger picture, because there's a good amount of seniors that left last year that I'm never going to get to share the field with again, that I would do anything for like one more game with them. So definitely just soak it all in, and it's bigger than baseball. It's all bigger than baseball. Friendships are bigger than baseball. So make sure you're just appreciating the time you have with them, because you never know when it's not going to be there anymore.
Absolutely.
Anymore.
Well, you got yourself another fan for sure. So we just need a couple more million here, but we're good. Thank you, John. Your story's amazing. Your story's awesome. Certainly wish you the best. I know it's going to go. I know this rest of this high school year is going to go by really quick before you get down to Nashville. But we are excited for you. Can't wait to see where this, like, you know how much the world can change for someone in 8 months now, and I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see where it is 8 months from now.
Who knows? Maybe I'll be tap dancing or something different. I don't know. That's great. But
John Wood, our special guest today, Jersey Baseball Show. We appreciate everybody checking out John Wood Music on Instagram. Follow him, catch him at all of his shows coming up in February, and certainly stay tuned for Here She Comes when it drops before the season, which is also pretty cool. So now you'll get abuse from fans from all the opposing teams about being a country star.
People will be singing it to me when I'm on the mound. I accepted that. Just hopefully it's a good bus ride tune for you guys.
Yeah, and that's good, because that means they're listening.
Yeah, that's all I want.
We appreciate it, John. Hope you have a great rest of the day, and best of luck.
Thank you so much.